Okay. Week 3 is on the horizon, and we have a week, or a little under a week, until week 3 is here. So, one of my top games that I have for this week, because not much really is going on, I have as Alabama versus Florida. Um, this game's going to be really good. I think it can be. I don't know how it can be an upset. It could be a blowout. It can go either way. Alabama's going into this game ranked, as expected. They are the number one team in the country. Obviously, there's no changing that. And Florida is 11th going in the country. Florida has played UCF and FAU. Florida does not like scheduling out-of-state opponents for some reason. They love staying in the state, but they played UCF and they played. Dang, who else did they play? They played UCF and FAU. They blew both of them out. I mean, they absolutely handled both of them. So there's no surprise in that. But what I want to do is talk about how Florida can win this game. Now, if we all know that Florida kind of they handled them. They completely just absolutely bulldozed their teams that they played, but I mean, they're not competition. So Alabama also didn't have much competition. They played Miami, which I think they were 14th going into the game, but they absolutely handled them. Actually, Mercer, who Alabama also played, scored more points than Miami did. Mercer scored 14, two touchdowns, but I believe, if I'm correct, Alabama uh, put in their second string. They had more players play. 44-13 was their final against Miami. And boy, oh boy, Bryce Young looked amazing. He went 27 for 38 for 344 yards and four touchdowns. Broke the school record for most touchdowns thrown in a first start game. Uh, can I just say that Alabama's defense just looked so much better. They just looked phenomenal. I mean, that defense that we saw from Alabama last year and the year before is completely gone. They have a full defense, the defense that you're normally used to seeing in the Nick Saban Alabama team. It's just so much better. You can hardly run on them. I think Mercer played Alabama better than Miami did. I mean, Mercer could run on Alabama better than Miami could. But let's think about this. Alabama beat Miami 44 to 13. Then they went on to beat Mercer 48 to 14. Bryce Young had went 19 of 27 for 227 yards and three touchdowns. Bryce Young kind of looked kind of sloppy in this game. All of Alabama looked sloppy in this game. I mean, their defense just looked bad. Their offense just looked bad. Obviously it's a good win. It's a big win. Anybody would rather trade points. Anybody would rather trade spots with Alabama to beat a team like this. But they just look. They looked like they overlooked Mercer. They looked something different than we never see from a Nick Saban Alabama team. Like they looked like they went in that game thinking that they could win no matter what. Only when you do that, you can get caught off guard and something like that. But uh, just they still dominated as usual. I don't still so far don't see anybody beating Alabama. I know it's just week 2, but Alabama just seems like the best team in the country. Um, uh, their receiving core is phenomenal. Their quarterback room is great. They had Jason McClellan looked great that game. I think he had two touchdown passes. Um, he had two touchdown passes, I believe. No, he was a defense. Am I correct? He played on the defense and offense. Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. But uh, Alabama just looked great. Mercer is Mercer, but let's not forget Mercer's not a bad team. They are not really a bad team. They're a good team. When people hear Mercer and they think, "Oh my God, that's a high school," Mercer's not a bad team. They are one of the best teams in their division, and even though they get blown out by just about every FBS team they play, they are still a really good team. But obviously, it's Alabama. They should beat them like this. Obviously, Alabama fans had, different opinions about this game because they had thought they were going to go in there and beat Mercer 63 to nothing or something. But obviously, Alabama fans were mad about this game. But there were a lot of mistakes made by Alabama. Their defense had a lot of miscommunication. Their offense got off to a very sluggish and bad start. I mean, they were 0-0 against Mercer with 9 minutes left in the first. Bryce Young looked like he was kind of nervous or something. I don't know why. I mean, they were in their home stadium, but I guess Mercer gave them a scare. I have no idea. But let's not forget Mercer's not a bad team. Over to Florida. Florida played FAU week one. FAU, if I, are they the team that has that? Yeah, they played FAU. FAU is the team that has now Willie Taggart. If you don't know who Willie Taggart is, he was a previous head coach at Florida State before they fired him. But they beat FAU 35 to 14. Um, Emory Jones got the start in that game. He did not look good. He went 17 for 27 for 113 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. Now they started another quarterback, so they started another quarterback, obviously, but it, Florida lost a lot on their offense, so it's not going to be the same offense we saw last season with Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask. It's not that. This is a new Florida team which has no defense and has a very new young offense. I don't see them um, being as talented as they are talented. They are more talented than a lot of teams in the FBS. But I don't see them being trading points with Alabama again. But they beat 35 to 14. They beat FAU. Then in week two, they turn around and play UCF, another in-state opponent. They beat them 42 to 20. Like I said, UCF ain't a good team. Listen, but they are not a good team. But giving up 20 points to UCF is not good. These were not even. You could argue they were garbage time points, but still, they gave up 3 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the third, and scored none in the third, and gave up a touchdown in the fourth. Uh, Now they started another quarterback. He looked great. He, um, Anthony Richardson was he looked like he could replace Emory Jones. He looked like the best quarterback. He looked better than Emory Jones. Emory Jones is better at running quarterback sneaks. That's about all he can do. Yes, he had a good touchdown pass. He had good touchdown passes before. He can look good with throwing his arm, but you can't rely on him to do that every single down or every single drive. Anthony Richardson just looked better. He's also the running back, I believe. I have no idea. He led the team in passing yards and rushing yards. He had 152 passing yards and 115 rushing yards. He had three touchdowns, two for passing and one for running. Listen to this. He had 4 carries for 115 yards. That is ridiculous. Um, Florida's offense looks average comparing the team that they're playing against. South Florida is not the South Florida of 2007. That was a weird year, but he's not that. Um, Anyway, comparing the two teams, Alabama is obviously the better team than Florida. That is completely obvious. Alabama's better than any other team in the country until proven otherwise. Alabama's the best team in the country. I don't think anybody can compete with them right now. But anything can happen in college football. Florida could beat Alabama. Florida came very close to beating Alabama last year in the SEC title. But this is they're in the East Division. Alabama's in the West Division. They cycle schedules. They had Georgia last year. Now they take Florida. Florida is Florida has the home advantage. They have the home advantage in Gainesville. Ben Hill Griffith Stadium is going to be loud. It's going to be like they are going to have some confidence going in this game. Both teams are 2-0. Number 1 versus number 11. This is going to be a really good game. Alabama could either dominate or mess up. Florida could pull the upset or get blown out. Anything can go this way, but I'm going to choose Alabama to win this game, and I think it'll be a blowout. But anything can happen. Also, by me saying anything can happen, I'm not changing my stance on it, so don't comment down there saying I'm changing my opinion on what's going to happen. I'm saying anything can happen, not that it will happen. I think Alabama's going to win. I think it's going to be a blowout because Alabama's just too talented. Their defense can just hold Florida no matter what. Alabama's defense got better, Florida's offense got worse, and Florida never had any defense anyway. So Alabama's defense got better. Alabama's offense pretty much got a little worse, but Bryce Young seems to be comfortable. He seems to be fine. Their running back Brian Robinson's good. Their receivers are just amazing. So Alabama's just perfect everywhere. I mean, they got a special teams touchdown yesterday. So think about it. I mean, Alabama just looks better overall. So I think Alabama's going to win this game pretty convincingly. They're going to go in Gainesville and just handle Florida, just like abuse them. This could be a murder on live television, but yeah, I think Alabama's going to win, and that's my prediction. So I hope y'all enjoy it, and if you have any opinions or think otherwise, then feel free to comment down below and tell me why you think Florida will win or Alabama will have a closer game. Don't tell me, oh, just Florida's going to win. Just tell me why you think Florida's going to win. And I'll see y'all in the next video.